is advised.
Hey everyone, welcome to the discussion for Under Falling Skies, which is another solo-only game that I was instructed to give it a shot. And I gotta say, this is honestly one of the best solo games that I have played. This one is so freaking good. And it's no surprise coming from CGE. They make fantastic games. I'd be hard pressed to find a game by them that I actually don't like. They have brilliant minds over there, and I mean, the two games that I have that are basically Galaga or Space Invaders, it's this one and Flip Ships. Now, Flip Ships is, of course, a similar idea of ships coming down. You actually have to flick. It's a dexterity game. This one is very much not that. You have your board of multiple tiles and a city you're defending that has a special ability, and then your workers that you are having, which are dice. So it is a dice worker placement game to actually put, to do actions. And your entire goal is to research up to 11 while also trying to defend the city. Such a simple premise, but there is so much thought behind it that makes it so much fun. And what a lot of solo games tend to do that I end up not liking is they're like, we don't really want to put a lot of effort into it. They're playing by themselves, so, let's just add every element of difficulty, and it's all random. Like, they could have easily been like, roll these dice, and you have to roll a 3 to blow up the ships. Oh, you didn't? Well, sorry, you're not blowing up any ships. They could have easily done that. But this game has so much mitigation, so much thought behind it of where you're placing dice, where you can place your dice, the numbers, and the modifications, and the fact that when you place them, the numbers indicate how far they move. So the numbers they're always useful, and that is absolutely fantastic. Even if you roll ones, it's just like, oh, okay, well, I got a 1 white die. And what I'm going to do is I really don't want any of these ships in this column to move. So I'm going to put that up at the top. That turns it into a 0, and they don't move. And now that I rolled shitty on my other 4, so now I'm going to re-roll those, and okay, now I got a die that I want. There's a ship all the way at the very top, so I'm going to put a 6 right there. So because the high numbers are good for you, but also they're bad for you, considering that that's how fast the ship moves down. So it's a double-edged sword, which I love that thought process. I love sitting here and being like, okay, if I do this, then I can do that, but oh god, but then they're going to move. Okay, how can I mitigate where they're going to go to maximize my die use while also trying to, defend the city? What's also neat is the fact that your entire board is made up of sections, like different tiles that you can, for difficulty of the alien, grid, you can flip over, and that indicates your difficulty. And that could be random, as well as the city that you're playing. And the city you're doing tells you which of your 2 excavation tiles to use. Havana, for example, uses A and D as the top and bottom, and to probably coincide with the special ability that it has. I really, really like that, because you don't have to do the campaign to play this game and have a lot of variety. However, if you do the campaign, you just have a lot more at your disposal to just play in regular games. Yeah, this is phenomenal. I mean, I'm honestly shocked. I did not expect a solo game that I would come across that I would want to play so much, because the games also are incredibly short. You're engaged the entire time, and it's so fast. You just roll. Okay, how am I going to place these dice? Okay, well, when you place a white, you have to re-roll all remaining dice, so you might save those because on how you place them. It's like, okay, I'm going to place all my gray ones first, or I'm going to place my high gray ones that I know I want to use, and I'm going to place this 4 white so I can re-roll this 1 that I don't need, and then, oh, I got a 6, okay, perfect. And I'm like, oh, which column am I going to put these in to have the ships come down? And the ships have zero complexity to them. The game is so streamlined and simple that like you see the purple or pink and white ships, and you're like, oh, do they do something different? No, the 5 pink are always there, and the white are just extra that the mothership brings in. And then, depending on which tiles are flipped, of course, you have the mothership that is slowly going to be encroaching as well. And what makes that is, of course, as she's encroaching, that means that she's closer, so therefore the ships have a 6, well at the beginning of the game, gave you some leverage. A 6 now is an automatic hit on your city. So then you might, whenever she moves in, she does an ability, so it's like, oh, I spent 4 to excavate, oh, she moved down, that causes it to go back 2. Or I just researched by 1, and now she moved down and researched and makes you go down by 2 for the on your research track. And that could be, they're not like the penalties aren't like devastating. It's not like, oh, permanently lose 2 dice, or oh, if you roll a 6, take a hit, or some bullshit that I swear would be in lesser games. But it's they're there. I mean, it's not that they're like, oh, whatever, she can keep coming down. It sucks, but you can very much see what she is going to do next. And it's actually funny because CG is kind of known for their funny rule books. This one doesn't have any, but it does have one moment of talking about moving the mothership, like the spaces that if a ship comes down, the mothership moves down, and it says you can use this obviously negative effect to your advantage. So her moving down, it's like, I just thought that was kind of funny. That was just blatant. But what's cool is that since you can prep and be like, oh god, I'm gonna research too. I don't want to have to redo all that, and she's gonna cause me to, on her next move, to cause me to go down 2. Can I use any of my dice to have a ship land on a spot to move it down? Because whenever it moves down during the assigned dice phase, it doesn't trigger the ability, so you can actually, it's once again a double-edged sword. Okay, yes, the mothership is getting closer. Is that worth it to prevent that ability coming up that she's gonna do? And then, oh, okay, yeah, that's what they did. Now it's back to rolling dice and doing the same thing. And you would think that doing just rolling dice and assigning gets old. I have yet to have it get old. Like, it's just so simple yet so thought-provoking that it's amazing. And not only that, you have a campaign, like, in the game. So, the campaign, at the time of this discussion, I have done 2 chapters, which you have seen. The first chapter, once again, came right down to the wire, and I pulled it off. The second chapter came down to the wire as well. I did not, but for the sake of just the channel, I only uploaded that, but I will play the game again off camera and see how that goes, because it's just, oh, okay, flip that over, reset, and then just play it again. But the campaign is a really cool idea. I did not expect there to be one in a box this size, and it's extremely simple. You have a pack of, there's 4 chapters. You have a pack. You punch all there's characters. There's scenarios, like with comics on them. And then you have locations, and you divide those up into 2 piles. Pick one, and the other one, like, that's 2 battles. There's 2 battles happening on different fronts. Which one are you going to go help? And you pick one. That's the one you play, and then the other one is lost. It goes into a bag, and it's like, oh, that's gone. So what I did was I just looked at the 2 piles, and I'm like, oh, I just want to do this one because it's a fully replayable campaign. It's not like Legacy or anything where you destroy stuff or stuff like that, which you kind of expect from campaigns nowadays. Nope, you just put those in another bag. Whenever you do the campaign again, then you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna do this copy. And I don't know what it does. But even then, even if you saw everything, the combination of the special characters, as well as which scenario you get, and which city you get, will change as well, even in the same chapter. It's absolutely brilliant. This game has such a little footprint that you almost like I wasn't paying attention. Granted, this game is actually kind of hard to get a hold of. Hell, this isn't even my copy; it's a friend's copy. But wow, I'm honestly just blown away with how fun this is. I mean, the art is beautiful. I mean, CG has always done fantastic artwork. It's so weird that over time, because I've had CG games in my collection since I've been in the hobby. With Space Alert. Space Alert was the very first, I think, game by then that I had. And their component quality has never changed. It's so weird. It very much feels like it's old. Hey, this game feels like it came out in 2012 just based off of component quality, but they are so damn good at designing games that you're just like, oh yeah. It's not that it's bad, but you know it's a CGE game. Like, these colors, I feel like I've just seen in Space Alert, or I've seen in Galaxy Trucker is another, that the neon kind of color, which it's just nice, a fun trip down memory lane. This is amazing. Like, I really, really like it. Do I even have any negatives? No, I do not think I do. The only negative I could have potentially had would have came down to these dice, because, like, in other solo games that I've played recently, like Set a Watch, that game did rely more on luck. It did have pretty unique ways of mitigating the die rolls, but it's still the die rolls. If you rolled low, that sucks to suck. Yeah, and so, but these dice, there's never been a time where I've rolled and I'm just like, well, game's over. Like, it has not happened. It's just like, okay, this is what I have. How best can I use it? This feels way closer to, I mean, it is a dice worker placement game. They actually call these workers, because then you get these robots that come in. Don't really see the use of robots. That's not really a negative. It's just something that hasn't clicked for me, of something that I want to do. So maybe, I don't know, I wish they would kind of give a better example. I mean, I understand what they do. If you, with Havana, for example, there's a 5 over here that I'm not going to use. Okay, now it's a 5 robot. You get all your dice back, and it counts as a 5 already there. So I see what their benefits, but I don't see how to implement them, I guess is really what it is. But yeah, love the management of energy. I also love how every action, it's not insanely hard. It's not like, oh god, I have to work so hard to get energy. Nope. Oh, on this map, okay, that's a 5. I'm gonna put a 5 there. Oh, but do I want to put a 5 there? Because then that's gonna move that ship down. But then, okay, well, that's gonna go off. I'm gonna gain 5 energy. Use that energy to pay for the jets and research, and that's that. It's amazing. It's amazing. It would be really cool if they ended up doing like an expansion for it, just to have more content, more game content. Maybe actually have motherships with abilities or something like that. You keep the fighters the same, keep them as cannon fodder, because that would just mess with the dice if they did abilities. And it would also feel a little bit like Warp's Edge if the ships had abilities. But yeah, it'd be really neat if like they had different motherships that. Or not even, you don't even have to have a different tile, just have that mothership, and then maybe a card or something that gives it a special ability. That would be pretty cool. But on a scale of 1 to 10 for Under Falling Skies, as a solo game that I am just like, this is easily one of the best. This is honestly a 10 out of 10 solo game for me. I am not a solo gamer. I only ever play them for the channel. Like, I don't ever really come down here and break out a solo game just to play by myself, unless it's a campaign for the channel, like I said. And this is one that I would be like, I want to go play some Under Falling Skies. Yeah, because I don't have Galaga or Space Invaders like anywhere, and I mean, even if I did, I probably wouldn't play them. But this, I'm honestly just astonished at how amazing it is. So. Yeah, that's my thoughts for Under Falling Skies. Let me know what you think of the game in the comments below. If you haven't seen the campaign, definitely go check it out. And I mean, at this point, I mean, it'll be The first two chapters will be, or the first chapter's out, but the first two games in that chapter will be there, and then you can continue from there. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you. Hey everyone, thank you for watching, and I really hope that you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell to be notified whenever I upload any new content. If you feel like supporting the channel, you can go ahead and click that Patreon link to be taken to my Patreon, and any help is truly appreciated. Other than that, stick around for any other run-throughs or reviews or cool top 10s or whatever I feel like putting on. Other than that, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and have a wonderful whatever time of day it is for you.